Title: The Haunted Hospital. Once upon a chilling night, in the midst of a desolate city, a relentless zombie apocalypse had consumed everything in its path. Amidst the chaos, a haunted hospital stood tall, its eerie silhouette casting shadows over the empty streets. Inside the hospital, a frail woman named Sarah was confined to a dimly lit room, fighting a mysterious illness. Her only companion was her brave teenage son, Daniel. The world outside was a nightmare, but the real horror was just beginning. One night, as Sarah lay in her bed, groaning with pain, Daniel heard an unsettling noise echoing through the empty hallways. It was a soft, shuffling sound, like dragging feet. He cautiously opened the door and peered into the dimly lit corridor, his heart pounding in his chest. There, emerging from the darkness, were the undead. With rotting flesh and vacant eyes, the zombies approached, drawn by the scent of the living. Daniel's eyes widened in terror as he realized that his worst fears had come true. He quickly closed the door and barricaded it with whatever he could. Finn. Sarah, lying helpless on the bed, could sense the danger outside. She whispered to her son, "Daniel, you must leave me here. Find a way to escape this place. Save yourself." But Daniel couldn't bear the thought of abandoning his mother. He knew he had to find a way to protect her. He searched the room for anything that might help them survive the night. He found an old, rusty fire extinguisher and a few medical supplies. As the zombies outside grew more aggressive, Daniel concocted a desperate plan. He would use the fire extinguisher as a makeshift weapon to fend off the undead, while trying to navigate the treacherous hospital corridors to find help. With his heart pounding and his mother's life hanging in the balance, Daniel took a deep breath and opened the door. The haunting moans of the zombies filled the air as he stepped into the darkness, determined to face the horrors that awaited him. The haunted hospital had become a nightmare realm, and Daniel and his mother were trapped within its walls, but the bond between them was unbreakable, and they would fight together to survive the relentless zombie onslaught. Will Daniel find a way to save his mother and escape the haunted hospital? Or will they both become victims of the terrifying undead? Only time would tell in this harrowing tale of survival and courage in the face of unspeakable horror. Daniel moved cautiously through the dimly lit hospital corridors, clutching the rusty fire extinguisher tightly in his hands. The haunting moans of the zombies echoed all around him, and their bloodshot eyes followed his every move. His heart raced as he inched his way toward the nurse's station, hoping to find some clues, a weapon, or perhaps a way out. As he reached the station, he rifled through the drawers and found a flashlight, a first aid kit, and a set of keys. With newfound hope, Daniel quickly used the keys to unlock a nearby supply closet. Inside, he discovered a cache of medical supplies, including bandages, syringes, and even a few scalpels. He knew he couldn't rely on the fire extinguisher alone to protect his mother, so he took some of the sharpest. Armed and determined, Daniel retraced his steps. Carefully making his way back to his mother's room, he found her lying there, still in pain, but alive. She looked at him with a mix of fear and relief. "Daniel, did you find anything?" she whispered weakly. Daniel nodded and explained his plan to fortify their room and fend off the approaching zombies. They used the medical supplies to reinforce the barricade on the door, making it harder for the undead to break through. As the night wore on, the zombies continued their relentless assault on the hospital. Daniel and his mother could hear the horrifying sounds of the undead scratching at the walls and trying to force their way in. It was a harrowing and exhausting battle of survival, but Daniel was determined to protect his mother at all costs. With each swing of his makeshift weapons, he fought back the relentless horde. He knew that they couldn't stay hidden in the room forever, and he needed to find a way to escape the hospital. With the first light of dawn breaking through the windows, the zombies seemed to retreat, as if they were drawn back into the shadows. Daniel knew this was their chance. He helped his weakened mother to her feet, and together they made their way through the now silent hospital. They encountered numerous challenges and close calls, but their determination and love for each other gave them the strength to press on. Finally, they reached the hospital's entrance, where they found a group of survivors who had managed to secure the area. Daniel and his mother were rescued, and they joined the survivors in their quest for safety and a new beginning in this post-apocalyptic world. The haunted hospital had been a nightmare, but their bond had seen them through the darkest of times. As they left the hospital behind, Daniel and his mother knew that they had faced unimaginable horrors and emerged stronger for it. Their story became a legend among the survivors, a testament to the power of love, courage, and the will to survive in a world overrun by the undead. The group of survivors, led by Daniel and his mother, found a relatively safe haven in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. They gathered supplies, fortified their new home, and set up a system of watches to protect themselves from any potential threats. As the weeks passed, Daniel became a respected member of the group. He shared his knowledge of the hospital layout, which proved invaluable in planning supply runs and scouting missions to nearby areas. Sarah, though still weak from her illness, played a vital role as the group's medic. Using her medical knowledge to treat injuries and illnesses. However, the hospital haunted Daniel's dreams. He couldn't shake the memories of the undead horrors he had faced while trying to save his mother. The nightmares kept him up at night, and he knew that they needed to confront their past if they were ever going to find peace. One day, Daniel gathered a small group of survivors, including his mother, and they decided to return to the hospital to search for any remaining supplies and to finally put the haunting memories to rest. Armed with their makeshift weapons, they cautiously re-entered the now deserted hospital. Inside, the air was heavy with silence, broken only by the distant moans of a few remaining zombies. They carefully navigated the hospital's dark corridors, collecting much-needed medical supplies and food as they reached the room where Sarah had been confined. A chilling realization struck them. The room was empty, and there was no sign of the barricade they had created. It appeared that someone or something had been in the room since they left. Fear gripped Daniel's heart as he realized that there might be another survivor or a new threat lurking within the hospital's depths. With his mother by his side, they continued their search, determined to find answers. They soon stumbled upon a hidden underground lab, a place where dark experiments had taken place before the outbreak. In the lab, they discovered journals and records detailing the experiments that had led to the zombie outbreak. It was a shocking revelation, and they knew they needed to share this information with their group. As they left the haunted hospital for the final time, they carried not only supplies, but also the truth about the origin of the apocalypse. They returned to their group and shared the information, sparking a renewed determination to find a way to reverse the infection and restore the world to its former state. Their journey was far from over, and the challenges ahead were immense. But with their love for each other, the memories of their harrowing ordeal in the haunted hospital, and the newfound knowledge they had uncovered, Daniel and his mother were ready to face whatever horrors the post-apocalyptic world had in store for them. Together, they would strive to bring hope and light to a world shrouded in darkness and despair.